Hello F1 and IndyCar fans. Today is September 11th, 2020. While you might be wondering what has been taking so long to get up to speed with my latest racing videos, well, I'll explain that, but first, since today, as I said just now, marks the 19th anniversary of 9/11, a day that we will never forget for many, many reasons, I shall pause for a moment of silence as a sign of respect to the many thousands of lives lost and for the many people who continue to mourn for the loss of their loved ones. Sorry for everyone's losses. Now, to bring up to speed on what has taken me so long with getting on with this, let's just say I've been swamped with work and I haven't had a moment's break to do this until now. So to get caught up, I'm going to keep this short, and there's not going to be any humor in this one just to get caught up because there's some racing coming up this weekend. And hopefully my next video afterwards will be all caught up and a lot more humor, so to keep you up to speed on things, starting with the doubleheader at Gateway last weekend, Scott Dixon won the first of 2 rounds, taking his IndyCar tally of wins to 50, making him getting closer to becoming equal with Mario Andretti, who is the second winningest driver in IndyCar history. AJ Foyt is the most with 67. 2 more race wins to go, Scott, and you could just match Mario Andretti. The second doubleheader at Gateway would be won by Joseph Newgarden of Penske and the McLaren Schmidt-Peterson Motorsport driver Patricio Ward of Mexico, finishing second in that one. Now that was an amazing one that went down to the wire, right? We'll see what this Mexican kid has to show for it in the future. Now on to F1 news. The Belgian Grand Prix was won pretty much by a dominant Lewis Hamilton who practically just ran away with it. Not much to report in that area, but he's continuing to enhance and maintain his championship lead. And that's all I've got to say about that. But last weekend at Monza, the Italian Grand Prix was definitely one to remember. Not so much, though, if you're a Ferrari fan, because for Sebastian Vettel, suspension collapsed and he finished dead last. Charles Leclerc finished third to last when his Ferrari got out of hand and slammed right in the tire barrier at the Parabolica curve. Leclerc was a bit sore, but thank God he was okay. Especially because of the tire barrier and the halo device. Paid dividends for him there. But the biggest shocker of the race was the fact that because of Leclerc's shunt, it brought out the red flag, and Hamilton's team of Mercedes failed to properly tell Hamilton the pits were closed as he was coming into the pits, but by then it was too late, so when the field went back to green, he got quite the stop-and-go penalty of a lifetime. And who would come out on top in this race? Surprise winner was Scuderia AlphaTauri driver Pierre Gasly of France. Isn't that amazing? He is in fact the first Frenchman to win an F1 race since Olivier Panis at the Monaco Grand Prix in 1996. And at the time, Gasly was just a 3-month-old baby. Isn't that amazing? And with Bottas's Mercedes nor Albon and Verstappen's Red Bulls up to snuff, it was definitely a wide-open competition, as it went down to the wire when Gasly took the lead, and Carlos Sainz Jr. in the McLaren really gave Gasly a run for his money, finishing a close second for McLaren, and Canada's Lance Stroll, driving for Racing Point, finished third, so that was definitely an amazing race. The boring dominance of Mercedes actually snapped at Monza. The question now becomes, even though Mercedes has practically won the Constructors' title and that Ferrari is pretty much a lemon this year, what will happen at the next round at Mugello, which is going to be Ferrari's 1,000th Grand Prix start in Formula 1? I wouldn't bet on the team winning at all. In fact, Bottas has put in the fastest practice times as of yet for Mugello. Still, crowds will be at the race. And as for IndyCars, there'll be a doubleheader this Saturday and Sunday at Mid-Ohio. 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on NBC Sports Network, and then 1 o'clock Sunday on NBC. So tune in for IndyCars, and Sunday 9 a.m. on ESPN for the Formula One race at Mugello in the Tuscany Mountains. And also, in conclusion, to make this practically sad video end on a happier note, coincidentally enough, September 11th is happy birthday to Rinus Veekay of the Netherlands for Ed Carpenter Racing. I hope you had a good birthday today, Rinus, now that you're finally 20 years old. Although it must suck to know that you were just turning 1 year old when this tragedy occurred. Nonetheless, I hope you had a great birthday today, and good luck in Mid-Ohio and in the future, as I'm sure I'll cheer on your fellow countryman Max Verstappen in Italy as well. But let's see what happens. That's all for now. There'll be other racing news to follow. I'm Aaron Cylinder, firing on all cylinders.